Dean getting ready to kick off for Clemson. Jerome Dennis and Kevin Robinson back to receive for Utah State. Here is Dean, who's got a touchback today. 10 out of his 20 kickoffs have not been returned. Let's make that 11 out of 21. Almost the same spot. Now let's take a look what happened in the first half. Clemson doing some good things on the ground, weren't they?
Well, we knew they were going to try to come into this ball game and establish themselves on the ground. We see Reggie Merriweather here on the touchdown drive, and a big run there, breaking tackles, picking up extra yardage, and then of course Merriweather finishes it off, getting into the end zone for the only points of the day that are on the board. But also defensively, 6 sacks in the first half by Clemson, 5 of which have come from the defensive line, and then that one right there by David Dunham, the linebacker on the blitz, able to make the tackle for the loss. If we take a look at the halftime stats, the big thing to me, Fred, is the time of possession. The fact that actually Clemson had the ball longer than their opponent, because we have not seen that at all this year.
Due to time constraints, we now move forward in the action.
1st and 10, Clemson. Come back, and the run there is by Dwayne Coleman to the left. Picks up a few yards on the play. Jake Stewart making the stop for the Aggies. Pick up a 4 yards. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 6. Clemson really committing themselves to the run today, Don.
They have been, but that was something that we knew they were going to do. So far, 23 carries by the team and 91 yards rushing today.
Charlie's going to put it up here. Rolls to his right. Now he's going to keep it. He's got yardage. Inside the 40. Inside the 30. Charlie Whitehurst. Kelly Popenga does tackle him, but inside the 30-yard line. I think Charlie was just hoping to find a little running room out there. He finds a lot.
Charlie doing his best Woody Dantzler impersonation here. You can see he wanted to throw back to Coleman actually coming out of the backfield, but look at the big gap in the defensive line there. And then once he got past that initial tackler, there was just a lot of green grass in front of him. A gain of 26. Again, we'll watch it from the defensive back standpoint. You can just see Charlie coming right at you.
This is Coleman now on 1st and 10, and he's up near another 1st down. Right about the 20-yard line. Popenga again on the stop. Clemson now with very, very good drive going right now. Right around the 20-yard line. We'll see where they put this down. It's going to bring up 2nd down and short.
Let's see what they do with this 2nd and short possibility here. We've seen them a couple of times in this situation actually throw the football instead of just going ahead and running and getting the 1st down if they can. They're going to show a running set here, though.
Coleman with a good day, 12 carries, 65 yards, which nearly equals his output for the entire season coming in. Coleman again. He's going to have the 1st down, it looks like. Popenga, we've been saying his name a lot. He's having a pretty big day. Trying the left side. Coleman came in with 67 yards on his shortened season, and I think that got him up right about that number for today.
Have to bring the chains out and measure here. And from my standpoint, Fred, I'm going to say that he has this 1st down, but only by about 6 inches.
Stretch the chains out and find out. And Don is 1 for 1 on the day.
You notice they were marking that with a golf tee? Did you see?
Someone must have played 18 holes over the Walker course.
Absolutely.
One of the officials probably had a 6:45 tee time, perhaps. All right, 1st and 10 for the Tigers at the 18-yard line of Utah State. Curry's to the near side. Collins, the wide receiver, to the far side. I formation. The toss is to Coleman. Coleman looked to his right. Now he's cut back to his left. Still cutting back, and he's in trouble here. Goes down. And goes down hard. It's going to be a loss. John Chick making the tackle right there. Play was designed. That was basically your student body right, and, well, Coleman decided to cut it back.
There comes a point in time, Fred, where you just have to take what is given you and then just accept that fact. And that was one of those cases when Dwayne just could never accept the fact that he wasn't going to make something positive out of that run and actually hurts himself by trying to cut it back.
Yeah, that's a good point. We always talk about quarterbacks just throw the ball away. Yep. Running backs can't throw the ball away, but sometimes you take a no gain or a loss of 1 instead of the loss of 7. 2nd down and 17. Reggie Merriweather, good yardage. Up near about the Frederick. Clemson is now right back near it. 3rd down situation, 3rd and short.
Reggie Merriweather, the redshirt sophomore out of North Augusta, highly touted when he came into this Clemson program, and he's beginning to earn himself that opportunity to show what he can do with the football.
Marion Dukes did a nice job pushing a body out of the way to help open that up, and Merriweather also with a pretty productive game going so far. 53 yards, he has the lone touchdown. 3rd and 2. Merriweather. They're a big pile. Want to see where they spot it. Tapia with the stop. Ronald Tapia. We'll see where they spotted to see if he got the first down. It looked like with that initial surge in there, they may have gotten it, but we'll see.
I think he's going to be about a yard shy.
You're right. They spotted it at the 9. That's going to bring up 4th down, but the Tigers are going to go for it.
And they're going to get the big boys in there. Cliff Harrell comes in the ball game. They're going to go at, actually they get all, let's say, double tight ends.
4th and 1. Merriweather. First down, but we got a penalty marker. We're going to have to check that out. Merriweather definitely has the first down, depending on the flag.
Could have been somebody lining up offsides. And it is.
It's going to be against Utah State. Clemson's certainly going to turn this one down because they got the first down on their own.
Well, they may actually take the...
Let's see. Wasn't it? Charlie Wider's going to wants to at least hear the options.
Yeah, he could take 4.5 yards, or he could take the run, which was what, down to the 6-yard line. I think they take the penalty here. Go ahead and take half the distance. Get him inside the 5.
They take the penalty as Kelly Popenga was offside on that play, so they'll take the penalty instead of the run. It's a first down nonetheless.
Well, we get a good look at Merriweather here on the play, reading his blocks, finding the hole, and getting that first down.
1st and goal, Clemson. Football sitting just inside the 5, and they stay with that power formation. Merriweather. Not a whole lot of running room there. Looked like he got back just to about the line of scrimmage. Matt Weiser in on the stop.
You know, at some point in time, you just feel like you're going to see, Fred, where Whitehurst does a little play action with Merriweather either going left or right, and then Whitehurst is going to roll to the other side, and a tight end or somebody is just going to be flat out wide open.
Showed the power formation there, but now they brought a couple of wide receivers back in. Curry's in the game, so is Bayham. They're going to split to either side, still stay in the I formation for Steven Jackson in front of Merriweather. 2nd and goal. Merriweather to the right side, stretching. He's in the end zone for the 2nd time. Touchdown, Tigers.
Well, the last 3 yards of that was all Reggie. He just refused to go down until he got into the end zone.
Kind of popped out there and gets a congratulation from Dwayne Coleman as he comes off the field, and the Tigers score again.
And again, as we watch the touchdown again by Merriweather, the big positive here for Tommy Bowden is that his defense comes out, forces a 3 and out. First time his offense gets it, marches right down the field and gets it in the end zone.
Held his balance very well. Jad Dean's extra point is up and good. Clemson, an excellent start to half number 2. Reggie Merriweather has both Tiger scores with 7:37 left in the 3rd quarter. Clemson leads Utah State 14-0. You're watching college football on CSS. Clemson 14, Utah State nothing, 7:37 left, 3rd quarter. Outdoor enthusiasts know that the biggest catch of the day can be made from the comfort of the couch. Don't miss hours of exciting hunting and fishing programming on Saturday and Sunday mornings on CSS. Go through the woods on a big game hunt and down to the lake for some freshwater fishing without ever leaving home. Catch CSS on Saturday and Sunday mornings. Jad Dean ready to kick off for the Tigers. Jerome Dennis, Kevin Robinson are back for the Aggies.
By the way, we went back and looked in the NCAA record book for the longest field goal. Russell Erxleben, Steve Little. Erxleben, of course, with Texas. Steve Little with Arkansas. And then another kid from Wichita State. All have kicked 67-yard field goals.
Jad Dean tried that 62-yarder at the end of the half. Penalty, or it wasn't good anyway. His kick to start the 2nd half, rolling swing, and it's going to be fielded inside the 10-yard line. And taken out by Dennis out to about the 20-yard line. And that's where Utah State will set up 1st and 10. Nick Watkins on the stop for the Tigers on the special teams. So let's see what the Aggies and Travis Cox could do with this drive. They basically went backwards on their opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Major scoring drive for the Tigers. The nice thing about that, Fred, all 9 plays on the ground, not a single pass.
Chewed up over 5 minutes on the clock. Cox on 1st down, throws quickly, complete. Robinson across the 30, 35 to about the 36-yard line. Anthony Waters finally wrestles him down. But it's a 1st down for Utah State.
I tell you what made that play go was the block by Pennyman on the outside against C.J. Gaddis.
Very
he was
well.
able to watch this. We'll see where he seals Gaddis off, because Gaddis right there is in position to make the play, but Pennyman able to put a body on him and hold him up, and that sprung it loose for the big gain.
Looks like they got another good block downfield on Jamal Fudge, it would appear. 1st and 10 at the 37 now. Cox will keep it, throws it to his tight end. It's complete. Spencer, Stevens rather, across the 45 to about the 46-yard line, and that's close to a 1st down. Jamal Fudge makes the stop for the Tigers.
And again, the young French redshirt freshman Gaddis just overran that play. He was there to make it, and give Cox some credit for getting off that ball under pressure, because he had a Clemson man right in his face.
Jason Stevens, the big tight end, 6'4", 245. He's short of a 1st down, 2nd down and a yard or less. 4 wide receivers, and Cox will push it up the middle and get the 1st down with perhaps an extra yard or 2 in there.
Well, one thing that the Clemson defense certainly does not need to allow to happen is for the Aggies here to march it right back down the field and put some points on the board. You're up 14-0. You came out, you had a good 3-and-out start to start this 2nd half. Defensively, you need to shut them down here and now.
Utah State on the day, 81 yards in total offense, but they've put a couple of good plays here back to back and are looking at a 1st down situation. 1st and 10, a yard short of midfield. Cox looking, rolling left, throws it up and incomplete. He was looking for Raymond Hicks. The ball floats out of bounds. Justin Miller, Ty Hill on the coverage, both on that side of the field.
Good job by his offensive line. Cox had all day to throw that football, but a good job by the Clemson defensive secondary for covering up the men, and he just had to get rid of that football eventually.
Inside 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Cox 9 for 14 on the day, just 68 yards. Came in with over 1,200 yards in the air for the season. 2nd and 10. Empty backfield. Look at this formation. A group of 4. And we've got timeout apparently.
Play game. Offense 4. 5 yards. Still 2nd down.
Play clock did run out. So that's going to cost him 5 yards. And back up a little more. That's what I believe their 3rd delay of game so far.
Looked like something out of the Rich Rodriguez playbook there. The former offensive coordinator here at Clemson, now head coach at West Virginia.
Doing an outstanding job up with the Mountaineers. And you'll see that same kind of formation. It's 3 stacked up there instead of the 4 they had previously, with 2 wide receivers to the near side. 2nd and 15. Cox under pressure. He goes down. Anthony Waters in there. John Lovett on the blitz there, and it pays off.
Well, that's a situation right there where Cox needs to be able to read the defense better. You can really tell from our vantage point that Waters was going to come on the blitz, and Cox has just got to do a better job. You see Waters comes there on the top of your screen, and he just comes untouched. Cox tried to step up in the pocket, but just couldn't do it.
More guys in orange than guys in white to block.
7 sacks today, excuse me, Fred.
7 sacks, as you can see. 3rd and 19. Cox running, throwing, and just trying to get rid of that football, going in the direction of Tony Pennyman, Eric Coleman giving chase. As we bring up 4th down, we've got another penalty flag, and we might be looking at intentional grounding, which could back up Utah State even further.
Intentional grounding, offense number 4. Pass never across the line of scrimmage. Penalty is a loss of down at the spot of the pass. 4th down.
That's going to bring up a 4th down, another kicking situation, and we're going to see how far they wind up getting backed up on this play, because Leon Jackson is going to be kicking once again into the wind to Justin Miller. Ball back now on the 20-yard line. It's 4th and 39, just to state the obvious. Jackson inside his 10, Miller standing at his 40. You know, they've done a pretty good job not letting him have a chance to return it. Barely got that one away, and that is not a good kick. Not a good kick at all. It looked like, I wonder if Coleman coming in there got a piece of it.
Looked like maybe he did.
He may have. 4 minutes, 34 seconds left in quarter number 3. Clemson has a 14-0 lead on Utah State. You're watching CSS, your source for Southeast sports. 1st and 10, Clemson at the 46. Whitehurst after the fake goes to the air. He's got Grace Curry wide open inside the 20, 15, 10. 1st and goal coming up for Clemson. Andre Bulla makes the stop. And that was just an outstanding play. How can Clemson's leading receiver, Don, be this wide open?
Well, you do it like this. You fake a play going one way, and then you throw to somebody coming back against the grain of the defense. And the defense never reacted to pick up Curry. But you're right. You got to know where number 1 is at all times if you're on the Aggie defense.
Again, as he goes down the sideline, excellent run after the catch, and he gets it inside the 10. 1st and goal, Tigers at the 7-yard line. There's a good look at the senior out of Columbia, South Carolina. Collins in motion. This is Merriweather. Hit the back for a hit just past the line of scrimmage by Jerome Dennis. May have picked up a yard. Indeed, it is a yard to the 6. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Well, Cliff Harrell that time leading the way, and he just missed the block. Well, watch here. The fullback is coming out. You see number 36 there, and he's the man that's responsible for picking up the block on Dennis and didn't even come anywhere close to hitting him.
That's going to be 2nd down and goal from the 6. Collins in the game. Curry's back as well. Bayham at the lower part of your screen. Charlie to the air. Now rolling to his right. Charlie's going to keep it inside the 5, and that'll get the 2. Bring up 3rd down. Brent Pollock, the nose guard out there to make the stop. He looked like he was looking for his tight end, Ben Hall, at the back of the end zone, but it was smart just to take off and run there.
It was. Charlie now puts his team in a position here with the ball at the 1-yard line to punch it into the end zone for the 2nd time here in this 2nd half, 3rd time in the ball game.
As you can see, Whitehurst had a big run a little earlier in the quarter to help that 2nd touchdown drive for the Tigers. 3rd and goal from the 1. Charlie keeping. He's going to dive, but he doesn't have to dive. He stays on his feet. He's in for a Clemson touchdown.
Well, they ran a little play-action fake like I was talking about earlier, Fred, where they wanted to throw it to the tight end. It just didn't work. They were looking for Zach Green, or Zach Green, and he just wasn't there, but Zach did make a nice block, as we'll watch here. You can see when Charlie rolls out, he's going to be looking for his tight end who is covered, and then Green, all of a sudden, he turns into a blocking man and able to throw the block and free up Whitehurst into the end zone.
Yeah, Nate Frederick was trying to make the tackle, couldn't. Thanks to the nice block. Extra point up. Extra point is good. Take another look at this again. Watch in the end zone. Zach Green just kind of had a pretty good block there. I thought he just kind of delayed it, but instead actually pretty good textbook block in there.
Zach, just a redshirt freshman out of Conyers.
So Clemson with their 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. They only had 3 in their 5 games coming in. And the Tigers now have a 21-0 lead. 21-0 Clemson. 2:55 left in the third quarter. Jad Dean ready to kick off again to Robinson and Dennis, or line back up. Don, get this. Clemson at this point 297 total yards to 60 for Utah State.
I would say that's what you call dominance. Certainly what Tommy Bowden was looking for out of his football team. I don't think that he would necessarily say that the first 30 minutes went the way that he had projected it to go, but so far here in this third quarter, this entire third quarter has gone exactly the way that he has wanted it to go.
Jad Dean ready to kick off. Not too many returns so far today. He's put a couple out of the end zone. This one is away, and this one will clear the end zone as well. Touchback is going to be 1st and 10 for the Aggies at their own 20. Utah State with 14 yards of total offense this quarter. Look what the Tigers did on that scoring drive.
There's, of course, the big play was the pass to Curry, and then Whitehurst taking care of the last two plays, the one that he took down to the 1 yard line and then carrying it in from the 1 yard line for the touchdown.
Tommy Bowden's seen a lot of things. I know he'd like to have a bigger lead at this point based on some opportunities in the first half, but he's got to like a lot of the things he's seen, especially in the running department on both offensively and defensively. Cox has that pass knocked down. Looked like Corey Groover was in there. It was the play that worked so well their last drive, that quick opener, but the ball didn't even get very far away from his hand.
Well, this is the best by far that certainly the Clemson defensive front four have played all season long. They have really been putting pressure on Cox and just disrupting plays all afternoon long.
Good look at Corey Groover there. Again, that total yardage situation. Clemson 297 to just 60 for Utah State. 2nd down and 10 for the Aggies. Cox from the shotgun. The give is to Forbes, and he gets knocked down quickly by Corey Groover. We call that name again.
You know, Corey Groover, of course, wearing the single digit number 7. The last great defensive lineman for the Tigers that wore a single digit, at least that I can remember. Trevor Price, remember he wore number 8, the transfer out of Michigan. Now playing in the NFL with the Denver Broncos.
Number 1 draft pick he was. Corey Groover, back-to-back plays. 3rd down and 10. Utah State at their own 20. They've got 5 wideouts in the game on an empty backfield. Groover throws complete. 1st down yardage. This is Robinson. Check that, Lawrence Lovelace making his first catch and gets out of bounds. Lovelace, the junior out of Fontana, California.
Well, this time John Lovett decides to gamble defensively, sends the all-out blitz, and Utah State catches him and makes the Clemson defense pay.
Making the play going out of bounds. Nick Watkins is able to make the tackle, but again, a lot of running room here as Cox was able to get the pass off. 1st and 10 now at the 33. Look at the bunch of receivers down there. As you can see the difference in 1st downs. It looks like he can pick up another 1st down for Utah State. That was Robinson that time making the catch and getting out for what appears to be 1st down yardage up to about the 45. Ty Hill making the stop.
It's only the 4th 1st down in the ball game for Utah State. 2 came in the first half, and now back-to-back 1st downs here on this drive.
We're inside 2 minutes to go. 3rd quarter, Clemson leading 21-0. Although Utah State has put together a couple of back-to-back 1st downs here. Cox rolling. He evaded one tackler, but not Leroy Hill. Gaines Adams, or check that, Charles Bennett was really putting the heat on. He missed that one, but there was Leroy Hill for the sack.
Leroy loves these opportunities, and he watch him come around. You can just see his eyes must have got as big as saucers when he came around there. So nobody blocking him, and Cox not being able to get rid of the football. When he gets right about there, you know, Hill is thinking, all right, you are all mine.
Another sack for Clemson. Here's a look at Hill. Outstanding linebacker. 2nd down, 19. Cox, screen pass, goes nowhere. Mo Fountain makes the stop. Just smothered him. Forbes made the reception.
Loss of 3 yards on the play.
And once again, it's somebody from that defensive front four, a defensive lineman stepping up and making a play. I mean, the defensive guys that have been rotating in and out on that front four just look great. 9th sack. That is the most under Tommy Bowden coach team here at Clemson.
3rd down and 22, 4 wide receivers. Cox to throw. Double-digit sacks on the day. Trey Tate. I'll tell you, everyone's getting a piece of the action. I guess if you got 10 sacks now, I mean, that'll do it.
Yeah, it's no one individual. Everybody is getting a piece of the pie. And you got to credit also the defensive secondary. Not only is the front four putting pressure on, but the secondary is covering the guys downfield. Cox has no one to go to.
You know, each of their drives in this half have started out with some good positive yardage and then almost immediately gone backwards.
Well, this will be a 4th and 35. We had a 3rd and 39 earlier.
We are through quarter number 3. Heading to the 4th at Death Valley on a homecoming Saturday. All the alums are happy because the Tigers are up in front 21-0 on Utah State.
Due to time constraints, we now move forward in the action.
1st and 10, Utah State from the 14. Cox throws, complete. That's Forbes, and he's going to get wrestled down. And a whole lot of help coming for David Dunham. Held him up, was wrestling him down, then a lot of Tigers came. Actually, Lawrence Lovelace again on the catch. That's his 2nd of the day, I believe.
Well, Lionel Richardson also into the ball game now at linebacker for the Tigers. And the Tigers showed a little bit of their team speed right there on defense. They just got over there and shut that thing down in a hurry.
Again, there he is. There's hanging on, and then help arrives. No gain on the play. 2nd down, 10. Cox going long, looking for Hicks, and overthrew him on the coverage. Sergio Gilliam out of Greer. It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
We're beginning to see some of the backups now. Some of the kids that have not got considerable playing time so far this season. Now, with Clemson up 21-0, only 10.5 to go, getting some playing time.
Sergio Gilliam has 3 tackles on the season. You see Travis Cox's day, under 100 yards on 12 out of 19. He started 17 games in his career. He's thrown 1 touchdown pass in 16 of them.
1 for 9 are the Aggies on 3rd down conversions today.
Clemson fans making some noise again on 3rd and 10. Cox pump fakes, goes long. Looks like he had Rob Pennyman out there just beyond his reach at about the 46-yard line. 4th down, and Utah State's going to have to kick it away.
Pennyman did a good job of getting Gaddis turned around, and he was open. And Cox just threw it just a little bit long. You watch the diving effort here by Pennyman. Can't quite come up with it. Actually, it wasn't Gaddis over there on the coverage. That was actually Maurice Nelson.
4th down, Jackson standing just about his 1-yard line. Justin Miller at his own 40 waiting for it. And a low snap. It's going on for a Clemson touchdown. Gaines Adams. And there is Bobby Williamson. So they combine on that play for the special teams block and the touchdown. Wow, what a day for Gaines Adams.
Well, Gaines has had a couple of sacks today. Now he's got a block punt. Williamson gets the recovery in the end zone for a touchdown. Bobby says, well, if I can't get one offensively as a tight end last year, I'll get one defensively. Thank you very much. Here on special teams.
I know they like to roll out, but they rolled out right at him on that time, so that didn't really work out too well. Jad Dean will attempt the extra point. Up. Kind of hooked it, but he hooked it in. It is good, and just like that, Clemson 28-0. Bobby Williamson, a tight end primarily, moved over to defense in the fall and really took off pretty early on in August.
He really has. Growing up, as you can say, while he is in play, because he has had to grow up in a hurry as a defensive lineman, but he seems to be getting better and better with each game. I think what the Clemson coaching staff would like to see happen with him in the offseason coming up is put a little more weight on the frame, and because he's going to maintain his foot speed. That's the first defensive touchdown for the Tigers this year. Had a couple of other blocks that have been safeties on the special team. But that's a first touchdown.
Jad Dean will kick off for the Tigers. Kicking into the win for the first time today. 3 of his 4 kicks up to now have been not returned. Well out of the end zone. Robinson and Dennis both back for the Aggies. Clemson on top 28-0. A little bit of a squibber, bounces and will roll out of bounds. Penalty markers out, and Utah State will take over in good field position to start this next drive. They have 14 yards of total offense in this half.
It has been domination by the Tigers.
We've got a number for you. Clemson has scored 10 points with 2 safeties and 1 touchdown. That's some pretty productive special teams work, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, when you can get that, and that's something that Tommy Bowden coach teams have not had in the past here at Clemson. It's been something different this year.
Cox rolling, ball falls incomplete. He was going for Forbes there, incomplete. And we looked at that stat, and also keep in mind, you know, we talk about special teams. Justin Miller with 3 kick returns this year for touchdowns.
Absolutely. Once again, there's another defensive lineman for the Tigers putting pressure on Cox and forcing him to get rid of the football. Charles Bennett, that time the man there.
Tommy Bowden's got to like a lot of what he's seen here.
Well, I think it's something that he can build on going, especially in the next week's game with Maryland.
2nd down and 10 from the 35. Cox throwing. Ball gets knocked down again, and Eric Coleman, he's getting greedy now. He knocked one down earlier. I think he thought he should have had the whole thing this time and been taken off the other way with an interception.
Now watching Coleman down there on the bottom part of your screen, just fighting off the block and then getting up in the air as you're taught to do. Get those hands up, bat the ball down. Nothing real fancy about that.
Coleman working on E.J. Reed, who got the start today for Utah State. But it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 10. 10:09 left, quarter number 4. Cox to throw. It's away, and it is not picked up. Almost. Travis Pugh was there. Is that Tremaine Billy back there as well? It's going to bring up a 4th down nonetheless, and Cox on the offense. Clemson has just shut them down this half.
He really has, and it has. I don't know what Tommy Bowden said at halftime, but whatever he said, he needs to bottle it because his team has come out here in the second half and has performed very, very well.
That was Travis Pugh back there with Jamal Fudge, and they thought they should have come up with the interception there. But it forces Jackson to punt again. This one does get away. Let's see what Justin Miller can do. Fields it at the 14, 20, 25, 30, still on his feet, across the 40. He's going to cut it back. He had a man to beat, and he gets brought down by the kicker. And Justin Miller shows you why he is such a dangerous kick returner in any situation.
You know, that's the first time today that they didn't try that running punt. He just punted it straight away, and it was a good punt, but once Miller broke through the first wave, you could just tell that things were setting up for him on the return. Makes a couple of guys miss. That's just pure athletic ability. Then as he gets upfield, you know, he picks up a couple of blocks, and then it's the punter that comes and gets him.
And just about the last shot at him right there. So Justin Miller takes it all the way back to the Utah State 32. This is Coleman. Coleman surging towards about the 30-yard line. That was about it. Antonio Taylor, Brian DeGilletis making the stop. May have squeezed out a yard on that play to bring up 2nd down.
You just kind of get the sense right now that Tommy Bowden is trying to establish some confidence in Dwayne. But this is, we've seen Merriweather be very effective back there, and you would think maybe he would come in on this series, but you just kind of get the sense that he really wants to get that confidence factor up with Dwayne.
High formation. Coleman going left across the 30, spin move inside the 25 to about the 24. Bring up 3rd down. Clemson perhaps beginning to do a little bit to the opponent what they've had on them during this streak, as far as, you know, getting their defense off the field and starting to wear teams down.
Yeah, but Coleman right there on his own. This bounced it outside once he saw that the initial hole wasn't going to open. Used his athletic ability. Made a nice little spin move that was able to pick up an extra 2 or 3 yards. Coleman now with 18 carries for 67 yards. Merriweather now back in the ball game.
Frank Miley made that tackle for Utah State, and this is Merriweather trying to push it forward. Robert Watts, the middle linebacker, makes the stop. Very close to a first down.
Going to be about a half-yard shy, though, I think, Fred. So let's see what Tommy Bowden will do here. Into this win, I'd say they'll probably go for it rather than let Dean come out there and try an attempt. But they're going to bring out the chains here. But I think he's going to be shy by probably about the length of the football.
Tommy Bowden needs a measurement here to find out what he does next. Take a tight look at it, and you're right, Donnie. He's about a football length short. Maybe the crowd, as you would expect, they want to see Tommy Bowden and company go for it.
And they're going to.
I don't see Jad Dean moving very quickly for good reason, because the offense is going to stay on the field. So Mick Dennehy's team, he's trying to get him to make a stop here. 4th and 1 from the 23. Merriweather deep in the I formation. Finds a little running into the left side. He's got the first down and more inside the 20, and actually carrying some people. Carries Cornelius Lamb and company down to about the 15. But we've got a penalty marker on the play. And it's going to go against Clemson.
Now let's see if it comes after Merriweather was down. Because if it comes after Merriweather was down, the first down will stand. It's a dead ball.
The play made first down. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 23 offense. It is 15 yards. It'll be first down and 10.
Tim DeBeer called on that play right there and has to go explain himself to Brad Scott. You're always going to lose that argument.
Brad Scott's going to explain himself to him.
Yeah, you've got no shot at winning that argument. Don, you called it right. The first down and then the penalty.
Well, and there's the run by Merriweather, and that's weight room running is what I call that, Fred, because he's got people hanging on him trying to strip at the ball, and yet he's able to pick up plenty of positive yardage.
The good news, it's a first down. The bad news is the line of scrimmage is the 31. Inside 8 minutes to go. 4th quarter, 28-0 Tigers. They stay on the ground with Merriweather. Across the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. DeQuiletti's again making the stop for Utah State. Tigers just content to pound the football. We haven't used the words pound the football with Clemson a lot this year. 42 carries now on the day for 169 yards.
It's been a very balanced attack. Actually 173 now on the ground for the Tigers and 179 in the air.
You want balance? That's balance. And again, Clemson was averaging 91 yards a game on the ground coming in, so that's one of a number of bright spots. Again, they stay on the ground. Merriweather, 20. Around the 15-yard line, gets wrestled out of bounds. We've got a flag on Cornelius Lamb. It looks like we got jersey, face mask, and, well, what else?
I tell you, Merriweather has been very impressive here today. Personal foul. You see the indication here against Utah State. Merriweather now out of the ball game. You can see him just there behind Tommy Bowden. But he may be a guy with, you know, if he continues to perform like this, he's going to put pressure on Dwayne Coleman.
After the play, personal foul, after the face mask, defense, 29. After this is going to go,
It's going to be first down for the Tigers. You see it again, and watch the end of the play.
And Merriweather gets around the corner there, and then you can see the high hit. It's one of those things that you realize the player really is not intentionally doing that, but just happens to be one of those things that happens.
So Charlie Whitehurst and company have first and goal now at the 8. Coleman is in the backfield. They'll take the pitch. maybe a yard, maybe two, down to about
And offensive number
6.
3.
Michael Gates and Antonio Taylor combining on the stop for Utah State. You see that Utah State defense. What's the time of possession now? It's gotten out of hand. Well, it's actually, that number's a little surprising. 27-10 to about 23:05.
And it's very surprising, as a matter of fact, especially here in the second half, because it seems like that almost for the entire second half, it's been Orange hanging onto the football.
More than 77,000 on hand and kind of sitting back and enjoying it at this point, up 28-0. Coleman bouncing outside on his way towards the end zone. Touchdown Tigers. Dwayne Coleman, who took Antonio Taylor, got off that attempted tackle and gets it in the end zone.
Well, it's 27 points here in the second half for the Tigers, and Dwayne Coleman, the blocking breaks down a little bit, then he just bounces outside, puts that shoulder down, carries the man into the end zone for the touchdown. That's the kind of hard running that you want out of all of your backs.
And number 90, Cole Downer, getting out there, and he made the dive for the end zone and got the ball across, and Dwayne Coleman awfully happy now in the end zone. Jad Dean's going to line up to try to kick this extra point. Make it 35-0 Tigers. It's the first touchdown of the season for Dwayne Coleman. First rushing touchdown. Kick is up. Kick is good. Dwayne Coleman, part of a 2-tailback tandem for Clemson today that has been productive.
Due to time constraints, we now move forward in the action.
Utah State with 20 yards of offense. And they've changed quarterbacks again. Leon Jackson, who's been punting all day, is now going to get some snaps at quarterback. He came in actually listed number 2 on the depth chart. He's going to put it up. He's got a completion out there to his tight end, Jimmy Baum. Baum is 6'2", 255-pound freshman from Palm Desert, California. He makes the catch, then comes up limping.
Lionel Richardson there on the hit for the Tigers on that play, a backup linebacker. A good open field tackle.
He's going to bring up a 2nd down and 2 after the gain of 8. Jackson to throw. He's going to air it out. He's got a man downfield. Pennyman makes the grab, or check that, that's Robinson making the catch. C.J. Gaddis came in there, Trevon Montz rather, coming in there a little bit late, but that's probably, it may be the biggest play of the day, obviously, for Utah State.
And you watch this, C.J. comes over there just a little bit late, but actually C.J. playing at a safety spot there, not at a corner spot. So whoever was playing corner over there just missed an assignment.
So Robinson makes the catch all the way to the 33 with 3:05 to go, the clock running, and the only issue in doubt, will Clemson be able to pitch a shutout? Jackson keeping, now running, and he's going to go down. Trevon Montz in there, Bobby Williamson in there.
And a flag in there. I think that's going to be unnecessary roughness.
We also saw 49 Roosevelt Nelson in the backfield, but Tommy Bowden, no headset, sort of able to relax. Something he really hasn't been able to do in any of their 5 games this year, including the victory against Wake Forest Open.
Personal foul.
11 sacks today, Fred. His school record is 12, and that was against Furman back in '96. Tommy West coach team at that time.
Yeah, they called it, looked like a Trevon Montz there. Yeah, there comes the flag after he was pretty much down. But now 1st and 10 from the 29. 2 wide receivers to the far side. 2.5 minutes left in this one. You saw the sack totals there. Keeping it on the option is Jackson, the left-handed quarterback, gets down inside the 25 to about the 22.
Leon Jackson,
Watkins making the tackle for Clemson.
The option used to be the bread and butter of college football. Where has it gone? You just don't see it anymore.
Some teams like to have it in there, just a little bit of a taste of it.
Yep.
When you don't see much option in Nebraska, I think that might emphasize your point, Don.
Well, did you and I ever think that we would ever live to see a Nebraska team have 70 points put up against it?
No, that was amazing, that loss against Texas Tech. Inside 2 minutes to go, and timeout being taken by Utah State. 2nd and 2 from the 21. 1:47 left. Tigers trying to preserve a shutout on a day where the defense has been outstanding. Minus 33 yards rushing for Utah State. Jackson at quarterback. He's got the I formation. Looking for a little bit of running room to the right side, and not a whole lot there.
Ball carried by number 28,
Tyrone McKinney getting his first carry of the day.
Stop by number 93, Gaines Adams.
Picked up a first down.
Gaines Adams making the stop for the Tigers.
Well, Gaines going to earn him a couple of stickers on the back of his helmet. And this is all said and done with the way that he has played here today. A couple of sacks, block punt.
Got a good look at Donnell Clark in there. 1st and 10 at the 19. Jackson to the air. Going toward the corner, incomplete. He was looking for Blake Garrett. C.J. Gaddis was on the coverage for the Tigers and did a good job against that. Bring him 2nd and 10.
We have seen a lot of C.J. in this ballgame. I don't know if Ty Hill has got hurt in this game, but it seems like we have seen just a ton of C.J. out there at corner today.
Jackson out facing 2nd and 10. They go with 5 wides, 3 to the far side, empty backfield. Jackson, quick throw, complete. That's Hicks inside the 10. Maurice Nelson, strong safety now, making the stop. See where they're going to put the football. Looks like it's going to be at the 7-yard line, just inside the 7. Going to bring up 3rd down and a couple.
Well, that's just a good execution of team tackling right there. Gillum hits it high. Nelson comes and, Gillum hit him low and Nelson hit him high.
Utah State 1 for 12 on 3rd down. And now they got a 3rd and 2. Inside a minute to go. Jackson escapes 1. Still on his feet, looking toward the end zone. He's going to get brought down just short of it by Maurice Nelson.
There's good sportsmanship. You like to see that. Both those players just congratulating each other at the end of a long, tough day. I thought he was going to make it into the end zone was Jackson, but Nelson just wasn't going to let him get there.
Yeah, Gaines Adams had a hand on him. He broke free, and then here comes Nelson to fight him off at the goal line. 20 seconds, the clock running. Utah State trying to at least end this one by getting on the board. And fumbled snap, and Jackson has to cover it. That's all he can do as we're at 6 seconds. And a timeout being taken by Utah State with 4 seconds to go. So they should have, they'll have one more shot at trying to get in the end zone to avert the shutout. So this is what it's come down to. Why is everybody excited about a 35-0 game? Well, there's 4 seconds left, and Clemson trying to shut out Utah State. Who will put it up in the air, would appear. 138 total yards. Jackson Does he get in?
No, I don't think so.
Did he drop the football?
He did, but I don't think he got in the end zone because they're marking him shy.
E.J. Reed picked up the football on the ground and tried to dive in. We got both teams walking across the field to congratulate each other. We still don't have an official call whether that was a touchdown or not. We've got a touchdown. So we're not quite done yet. John Lovett, you can see the disappointment. You know, those defenses love to get a goose egg. But not this time, so everyone's going to have to kind of back off the field. Take another look at it. Jackson.
He fumbled the ball before he got into the end zone there. And then E.J. Reed, it looks like, number 79, who we see right there in our picture, somehow picks it up right there. It gets to the end zone.
It came out of the... Well, just like that, that is the ball game. So everybody will go on the field. And the goalposts at Clemson come down with the crowd racing out there. Tommy Bowden, the 4-game losing streak is over. Perhaps a little disappointment they weren't able to get the shutout, but still a 35-6 victory that was impressive in any number of ways. Clemson with a decisive victory, 35-6. We'll be back with the final word straight ahead on CSS. It's your source for Southeast sports. College football on CSS is brought to you by Subaru, driven by what's inside. Clemson wins 35-6 today over Utah State in a afternoon that, Don, I think would have to just give Tommy Bowden a lot of good things to build on heading back into the ACC schedule.
Absolutely. One of the things we knew that they wanted to do coming into the game was reestablish the running game. They did that. 48 times they rushed the football. They picked up 200 yards, and primarily it's their tailbacks. A combined 166 yards out of the tailbacks. Merriweather leading the way with 84 yards on 18 carries. Dwayne Coleman 21 carries and 82 yards, combined for 3 touchdowns, 2 by Merriweather, 1 by Coleman. Now, those are the kind of things that you can build on, especially when you got to get back into conference play next week with Maryland coming to town.
It'll be a big one. And of course, one other thing they wanted to improve on, third down conversions on the defense, and Utah State with just 2 for 13. Well, we'd like to thank our entire CSS crew for a wonderful job here today at Death Valley, as homecoming turns out to be a happy one. The Tigers got it done mainly on the ground. Dwayne Coleman a touchdown here, and a couple for Reggie Merriweather. 35-6 is your final. For Don Munson, I'm Fred Cunningham, and for our entire CSS crew, thanks for being with us. It's a victory for the Tigers.